Hey, it's Dave Fenoy here. You might know me as Lee Everett or any number of other video game voices. And I don't know how, but somehow I got hornswaggled into asking you guys to listen to this podcast. It's Game Fix Podcast. Man, they really are nice guys, but they're not paying me anything.
All right, partner. You know what time it is.
Let's go crazy! Crazy!
God, I hate it when you dance, but it's okay. Welcome to another edition of the Game Fix Podcast. I am Spanish.
And I am Verlaine. Make sure to check out our website, gamefix.ning.com, and our weekly stream right here, twitch.tv/gamefix if you're watching.
That's right. And you can also do us a favor and follow us on our social medias. All you need to do is search for @GameFix Show. You'll pretty much find us everywhere and anywhere. Speaking of Game Fix Show, if you are attending Wizard World in the next few months, weeks, years, whatever, and if you did so in this past week, it was in Austin. So if you took advantage of the discount that we have for you, great, awesome. I'm glad you did. If you haven't yet, and there's one coming up, please save some money when you go to checkout and when you buy your ticket in advance. You just put in the code GameFixShow and you'll get 10% off your ticket purchase. So yes, congratulations. Here's some savings. And actually today is actually a big day of savings. We have a pretty good list of some Black Friday deals. So we're going to throw it past you, and Verlaine is going to tell you whether it's worth it or if it's shitty.
Because that's what I do.
That's what I do. Yes, that's exactly. At least that's what you're going to do today. All right. But as far as the show goes, there's a lot going on. Of course, the microtransactions are still in the news. We got to get into some new stuff that's kind of been unfolding with that, and people are kind of like crazy about it. I know that for a fact. Verlaine, you're kind of crazy about it. You're kind of sick of the way they're doing it. I get that.
Look, I was already bent over and ready for this to happen.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's where I stand right now.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get into more of that. Also, what are different ways to submit your Magic the Gathering deck? Your list. Right before you go into a competition, you have to submit your list of what you're playing with. And there was somebody that did it, and it was kind of funny. So we're going to get into that. Also, some movie news, and it is a Brucey B review on the Justice League. So that's exciting. You like my Christmas ornament?
Yeah.
We should sell these.
Christmas. There's nothing Christmas about it except for that it's an ornament.
It hangs on your tree. I love it. We could put like, I don't know, we'll paint like holly on it.
Who's holly?
No, like the plant.
Oh.
Yeah, like the plant. We could do that. Yeah, obviously, if you're listening to it, you have no idea what we're talking about. I actually bought a little ornament for Christmas. This is Game Fix on it. Oh, it's really cute. But if you're not listening, if you're not watching, that's fine. You can also download the show. You could do both. You could watch and then download it. It's fine either way. But twitch.tv/GameFix is where we do the show every week. Mondays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And let's get into it. What we've been playing this week. How about I go first this week?
Yeah.
You always everyone's kind of wondering what I've been playing because I've been kind of on the Wildlands. Well, I'm not going to disappoint. I have still been playing the Wildlands.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Or Frozen Wilds. Why I say the Wildlands? Frozen Wilds. What am I thinking? Wilds. Yeah, I know. I'm just excited to talk about it. I love talking about it. So yeah, it's the new DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn, and it's still pretty fun. It's very difficult, of course, because I'm playing on ultra hard, but it's a lot of fun, and it's definitely gratifying when you finally get that kill that you've been trying to work on for a while. So I'm glad I keep playing it, and I don't want it to ever end, even when the next DLC. Let's keep this going because it's a great game. If you haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn, it's a great game, and actually we're going to get into it because there is some discounts for some games, and that game is actually included in that. So that's good. That's a good thing.
All right. So you know how you can play a game most of the time, and you can tell how far you're progressing even without knowing the story. You can pretty much figure, okay, I'm about to hit the end right now.
Sure.
Is this a pretty lengthy just a campaign? Is it?
It took me about 3 sittings to get through the actual storyline. I just went through the storyline.
Oh,
for the
you
DLC.
already beat the story.
Yeah, I've definitely already beat it. But there's more to the story that I haven't even played yet. So I'm actually kind of learning all the side stories and stuff like that. But it's actually they're all very good. I'm not bored with any of them, and I can't wait to get past them. That's kind of where I'm at.
Platinum.
Yeah.
Can you platinum?
Well, I already
DLC?
got platinum, but I just want
So
the rest
DLC
of the
doesn't-
trophies for the DLC. Because why not?
Okay, wait. Here's a question: does DLC ruin your platinum if you
No.
platinum a game and DLC
doesn't.
comes out? Okay, so if you don't platinum a game and DLC comes out, does that just make it harder to platinum?
That's a
Does
good question. I
DLC
have no idea.
'Cause I don't
I've
know
never
with
had
your-
that.
on Xbox.
I've never been in that situation where I was trying to go for it, but I don't think it does. I really don't.
Well, see, because I tried and I was like 2 achievements away from getting 100% on Minecraft. But this is, we had it when it first came out. And then they started throwing out all these DLCs, which added a bunch of achievements. And now, like, instead of 2 to go, I have like 50.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I never
So I don't
thought
know
it
if
did,
those
but it
count.
could. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I always thought it didn't, but it's okay. It's fine. At this point, I already got it, so I feel like I'm in the clear.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to get through the rest of it and kind of tell you about it. It's fun. Everyone needs to be playing this. I'm
And there's
telling you.
more planned, more DLC.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna see some more coming up here probably in the next year. So very fun, very cool. The other thing I've been playing, actually, it was something that we all backed. You, me, and Link actually all backed it, and it is Mutant League Football. And if you know anything about the old game of Mutant League Football, what was that on? Was that on the Sega?
I don't know.
I believe that was on the
I think
Sega.
it was Sega because I never played it.
Oh, okay, well that makes sense. Yeah. The new form of Mutant League Football. It was on Sega Genesis. I was correct. Sorry, I had to double check. I was like, I thought so because I played it a few hundred times. The new one, it's actually kind of played. It feels like a Blitz game. I think is a
Yeah.
safe way to say that. Would you say?
That's what I wanted it to be.
But it's not quite Blitz.
Right.
It's obviously because they're not real NFL teams. They're mutants. They're expendable because there's so many that die during the game.
Yeah. There was a lot I didn't understand.
What's that?
There's a lot to the game I didn't understand. I don't know if there was a tutorial.
There was a tutorial.
Okay, I didn't
It asked
play
you a
the
bunch of
tutorial.
times if you wanted to skip it.
Oh, and I probably kept saying, yeah, just throw me in. Because I thought it was going to be like Blitz, like, okay, or any football game. But then you get these weird, But I never played the old one, so you have a better
Yeah,
comparison.
I would say it compares pretty good. I think it's a great successor from the original. I know, obviously the voice of NBA Jam, he's in it, so that kind of that adds to it, and that really kind of gives it that feel of Blitz.
Right.
Or what was the baseball one?
Oh, yeah.
Slugfest. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So it kind of gives a little different feel to it because it's not quite Blitz. You know what I mean? They're not real teams. They're not like the real licensed teams, but it is. They're very close to like I can't off the top of my head. They kind of sound like the NFL team, but obviously
Well,
they're like
when they're talking and announcing, since now it's called Mutant Football League.
Yeah.
They say MFL. So when they're saying it in a sentence real fast, it sounds like they're saying NFL.
Oh, I see. Yeah, the MFL.
Yeah, I wanted this game to be like Blitz in the whole, Blitz play style. Pretty much you could play the game with 2 buttons, very limited playbook because generally you could do whatever the hell you want. But it turns out that this game, it's still a football game.
Mhm.
It's not just a football style beat 'em up. And that's why I was just confused and I just didn't get as into it, because after 2 plays, I'm like, oh shit, like this is actually like real football. Like I have to watch, and my weakness in playing football games is watching out for my quarterback while watching out for open players.
Gotcha.
So I'm blitzed all the time. And then there were plays like kill the ref, which I didn't know what that did. Like, but
Yeah,
I
well,
did it
it's so funny
anyways.
because I think a lot of this has to do because right now it's just like it's kind of like the demo that we're playing right now. It's not the
it's
actual full
the
game yet.
alpha preview,
Oh.
alpha or
Yeah, the
whatever.
preview, sneak preview build or whatever. And yeah, the Croakland Invaders. It's like the Raiders. Get it?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like I think it has a lot of potential. I think it's very funny a lot of the times where you have a guy like you run a play and then somebody like it'll have like the death report of everyone that died
Yeah.
during the play,
Yeah.
which is a little weird because like they're replaced and like it almost doesn't matter.
Right.
So
And
like at first I was kind of like, what's going on? As far as the refs go, if you kill the ref, that's like one of the plays. You lose it down. Keep that in mind too. So if you kill the ref, you lose it down. You got to kind of do it on second down or something like that. But like once you do it, they replace the ref.
yeah.
So it's like it's almost like it's not even worth it. I don't know. I think they need to kind of fix that.
I didn't understand
it's-
they let you hit the player
Yeah.
after the play. You can just go up and start punching him or whatever. And I don't know why to kill him, but then it just all circles back to that's just redundant because he's just going to be replaced.
Yeah,
So
I
if
mean,
you
I
tackle a
I don't
guy
think
and
that that's a
he dies-
problem for me though,
No, it's not a
because
problem. It's
because
just
it's kind of
I
fun.
don't
It's
know-
kind of funny.
right,
Like,
but
you
I
know,
want
like because you could be like there's another card that you could pick because they're kind of like cards. They're kind of like like the power up cards, where you could pick and one of the guy they control gets really big and just runs people over and there's just bloodshed everywhere.
right.
Yeah, I like that. I think that kind of adds something a little different. Obviously, this is not like real NFL football. The teams are different. The plays are different. The penalties are definitely different. Even the scoring is different. If you notice, I don't know how
I
much you
didn't
played,
notice.
but field goals count as 4 instead of 3.
Oh, I did a conversion.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh, okay, well that's interesting. So there's a little bit different to the game. I don't know if that really like sets it apart. Like, oh, that's so different to the NFL. But it kind of gives a little different feel. So I don't know. So far I'm enjoying it. I want the full game to come out so we can like really play it.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good.
That's where I'm at with it. I think it's fun. I'm glad we backed it. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
So yeah, congrats to all the people out there that this is actually coming out. This is actually doing something, and
It
because
doesn't look bad
there's so
either.
many games out there that are kickstarted that just never see the light of day. So
Yeah.
this is exciting, and I hope it sells a lot. That's where I'm at.
You're a nice guy.
Oh, I know. I'm such a nice. How about you? What have you been playing? You've been playing Mutant League. I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I played a little bit of that. And I've pretty much been into Overwatch. They released Moira like immediately. I mean, this was 2 days after they released the trailer. They released her.
Yeah. Well, at least to the PTR they released it too. But then, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't. She wasn't far behind. It was close. And, dude, I fucking love her. I think she's like by far right now my favorite character.
Are you in love with Moira?
I like her more than Mercy.
What?
Totally. Like Moira is cool, and it's just getting to where people aren't always picking her.
Yeah,
so I can actually pick
it takes
her.
about a week till that dies off.
Yeah, and it sucks because like with Doomfist, it was like I got to try him every once in a while, but I didn't care,
Yeah.
But with Moira, after I play her, like I'm good with her, and I'm getting better with her, and she is like just fun to play, like totally fun. And most of the time, as of right now, if you're playing on a team and there's a Moira, most teams will pick a healer. They'll like pick a healer because they know that most likely that Moira can't keep the team alive. Like Moira's, I think she's like the most offensive healer that there is. I can keep the team alive, and I think that might just be because people want to do the attacking with her. I don't know. But dude, I like her a lot. Like it's just such a great. She's a great Pharah counter. Her counter is pretty much Diva and Genji. Yeah, dude, I like her.
Somebody in the chat room, Sam Grizzle. So welcome, man. It says Moira sounds like a Jewish witch.
No, Irish.
Yeah, maybe Irish.
Witch.
Yeah,
She's Irish.
Moira.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
Moira.
O'Hare or like O'Malley or something like that.
Moira O'Malley. Moira.
That was like Australian. That was-
The kangaroos.
all right. Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, that's all I've been doing, and now I am at level. I'm at level 1. No, I just prestiged, so I got my 5th star. So now all I'm gonna do is grind to silver. I'm doing
Oh,
a
cool.
grind to
Okay,
silver.
good.
Like that's. I'm not worrying about competitive right now. Although I might just so that I can play Moira because I'm sure like a lot of serious teams aren't really using her right now. But yeah, now it's all about just I want to make silver. That's it.
That's okay. All right, cool. You're almost there, dude. You're almost there.
And she's a character I can actually
levels
do
more
good
to
with
go.
on Xbox, so I can play on Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Word.
Well, that's cool. That's good. I'm excited because just I have obviously kind of gotten out of Overwatch a little bit just because I've been playing other games, but I'm always eager to get back in and keep playing. So
I'll be on tonight.
I'm sure you will,
if anyone
and
wants to
I
play.
probably will be on tonight too because I'm off tomorrow. So hey,
Aw. Totes.
yeah, we have like obviously we have like regular jobs. We do things.
Yeah. Well, that means you don't have to go at like 1 o'clock then.
No, I don't,
All-nighter, brother.
brother.
Brother. All right, let's get into some shit.
Okay, cool. There is something that I wanted to get into that I think you're gonna like this, dude. So I went back and something was announced on the 18th, and we're gonna get into what that was. And it was actually kind of something that was big, especially when it came to like video games in general. But let me take you back. November 18th is the day I'm talking about. Okay, and I don't just mean November 18th, 2017, which was
days
what
ago.
last Friday, correct?
Yeah.
I mean November 18th for the last few years, probably the last 20 years. And actually, it's because it's the only thing I find that's about as far as the records go back as far as things were released. And I went back to 1997 to find out what happened. And I found some releases that actually some big video game names that has been released on the day of November 18th. 1997 was Tomb Raider 2. Which was actually a pretty big release I remember back then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because obviously it was the people were waiting for that, anticipating the new one to come out. So I know that was big then because I remember buying it. So there you go. Also, fast forward a little bit further, obviously things didn't always happen on November 18th. Don't get me wrong, but bear with me. 2002, fast forward a little bit. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, which I thought was a kind of a highlight when it comes to November 18th.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably like one of the tops.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Deadly Alliance was something I was totally into. In 2003, next year, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, which I know Verlaine you always reference just because the game is amazing,
The game is sweet.
and Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic
All right.
was released on Windows, so I didn't want to go too far.
Still,
And also Manhunt the first Manhunt was released in 2002 on November 18th.
all right.
Fast forward a little more, 2008, the first Left 4 Dead released.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
2011 on November 18th, Microsoft Windows, Mac OS, and Linux released Minecraft. That's kind of big, right?
Biggest game ever.
I'd say that's pretty damn big. In 2012, the Wii U was actually released to the public on that day in 2012. with about a list of 30 different games that they released, which is actually something that a lot of people don't really remember. They just remember like, okay, Nintendo's making this new Wii. We're not really sure what's going on, but they didn't mention it. Well, I mean, they did, but it kind of fell through the cracks. A lot of it, like all the games that were released that day. I'll give you a few. Assassin's Creed 3, Batman Arkham City Armored Edition. So it was the dumbed down version. Call of Duty Black Ops 2, just to name a few.
Wait.
Zombie U, of course.
Real quick for that.
Yeah.
Could that have been why the Wii U just failed within like literally? I'm not even making this up.
Too
like,
many,
within like 3 years.
too many at once. That could be.
And
That's a good
Nintendo
point. Yeah, I don't know.
Switch has literally a handful of games, and they're like spacing them out.
Well, it only came out in 2012. That was only 5 years ago.
Right, and you stopped hearing about the Wii about 2 to 3 years after that. So there was that dead time where everybody was talking about the Switch when it was still the NX because the Wii U was just a Wii.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's actually a pretty good point. When I found that, I was like, oh, interesting. So happy like 5 years to the Wii U. It's only 5 years old. It's just a kid, man.
Yeah.
Fast forward a little to 2014. 2014 on November 18th was actually pretty big. Little Big Planet 3, Dragon Age Inquisition, Far Cry 4, WWE 2K15, and to top it off, Grand Theft Auto 5. That was pretty huge. Back 3 years ago. Okay. But what I thought that was kind of fun. I wanted to take you on that journey. Are you happy now?
Crazy,
That's kind of fun, right? Because I wanted to point out how important November 18th is to video games, especially even this past year. This was this last Friday, and what came out on this day was that EA announced that they will be taking away their microtransactions for Battlefront 2. It's weird. I don't know. I just thought there was a weird correlation with that day, and like there's so many different things that were released, and just so many things that happened. And I would say this is probably a pretty big one because there are so many people that are like pissed off about this, and you pay $60. I mean, Verlaine, you're one of them that would say that you pay $60 for a game, then you expect me to pay $100 on top of that just to win.
Right.
So like. They heard you. EA heard everything you were saying. I have a little thing that I'm just going to read that they wrote to the fans as far as this problem. I'd say it's a problem that happened. This is, we approach the worldwide launch. It's clear that many of you feel there are still challenges in the design concerns about potentially giving players unfair advantages, and we've heard that this is overshadowing an otherwise great game. This was never our intention. Sorry we didn't get it right. Then they went on by saying, we hear you loud and clear, so we're turning off all in-game purchases and will now spend more time listening, adjusting, balancing, and tuning. This means that the option to purchase crystals in the game is now offline, and more progression will be earned through gameplay. The ability to purchase crystals in-game will become available at a later date. Only after we've made changes to the game, we'll share more details as we work through this. This is huge. This is one of those things where the voices were heard. I would say it has a lot to do with social media because I don't know about you, but if you were looking through social media in the last week, this is really all there was if you're looking through video game stuff.
Yeah.
It really took over what was happening. And well, really, I've talked a lot. Like I normally do. Where are you at with this? Are you happy they did this? Are you concerned it'll come back? That's really what I'm trying to ask.
I'm still, no matter what happens so far, like we still have a choice. Now, people, they may have read that. Look, I'm totally playing devil's advocate right now because the devil has already succumbed to everybody. All right. But I'm going to talk from like a business standpoint. All right. So it may have taken the one website who did the math, figuring it would take you 400 hours to earn or 40 hours to earn enough to buy a hero.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if they just suck at playing. That number is going to be less if you're really good. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just go by that. And second of all, how else are they going to get replay value? Third of all, one thing that I learned about Overwatch that I've started to appreciate is that they'll release a skin and then stop. So if you're into that kind of stuff, even just skins, and that's
Right.
like the dumbest thing in the world, but you can really go around having something that no one else can get, like the Blizzard skins that they released for BlizzCon. You can't get those ever again, yet they're in the game, and the people that got them can play with them.
Right.
It would be the same thing. Like, I think that it would be interesting if I spent 40 hours, got enough money to get a hero, picked Darth Vader, and then, hey, I have Darth Vader. I know that not every single person out there has Darth Vader. And if I see other heroes that I don't have, like Luke, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's sweet. And I'm going to appreciate the fight a little bit more. And then I have something to work for. Maybe they had the prices too far up. Maybe, letting people buy their way to win, pay to win. That is what it is. And it doesn't belong in a game that you pay full price for.
I agree with that.
Overwatch, when it originally came out, was going to be free to play, and then but they didn't want to. They weren't going to do anything like leveling up. So you know what I'm saying? Like, it turned out where they could charge us and it'd be okay. But with this, like I told you, the thing they should do is, and what it sounds like they might do, is wait a few months, just flip the switch back on, do nothing to change it, because now the people that bought the game and pre-ordered it and play it all the time have leveled up to a certain peak. And those people who didn't jump on board because of all the publicity that it's just gotten have the option to catch up. So now it's not a pay to win, it's pay to catch up with everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's going to make their money still. The replay value is still there. They just switched it back to how it was. You just play and you earn money. They're just going to let you earn more, which you could have earned money in the beginning. And look, after playing it, the game's fun as shit. The game is gorgeous. It looks amazing. I didn't play a lot of the campaign. I'm not a big campaign. And if I'm going to play a campaign, I'd rather it have something to do with Jedi, because that's the story we all really want.
But I hear this is actually an actual. It's canon to the story,
Right.
correct? Like, this
Yeah,
is
it
actually
is. It
something
does.
that happened within the story. Wouldn't you be interested in finding that
Oh,
out? I mean,
absolutely.
especially as a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, absolutely. I would play through the campaign, but I'm a multiplayer guy.
I know.
So that's what I did, and it was the only thing that I really, being somebody that knows it's a choice, and I'm not going to put money down if I don't have to, and I'm not going to cry about it, is that when you're earning money now, I have a choice: either earn money and buy the loot boxes to level up my characters, or don't level up my characters and buy a hero.
And
So
just
it's a
go with
toss-up.
it.
Either get the hero, and really, again, they got to work on the in-game battle points. Spending an entire battle to get to be the hero that I spent all this money on is not cool. When I only get to use them for less than a minute because the round ends, because I finally earned enough battle points, but everybody has Darth Vader, so everybody's picking Darth Vader when they get their battle points, so I never get to be him anyways. That's
Right.
going to be the next problem that's going to occur, because now people are going to buy these heroes,
And not be able to play.
not be able to play with them because everybody has these heroes. And people that don't own and play the game don't understand that that's how it works right now. If you screw that up and let everybody have every hero, the odds are slimmer that you're going to get to be your hero when you have enough battle points. If not everybody has enough points to buy Darth Vader and you buy Darth Vader, chances are no one's going to have Darth Vader and you're going to be Darth Vader. But we'll see. It's still like, look, everybody ignore this whole shit that's going on. You don't have to pay. The game is still fucking awesome. It's great. It's a good game. It's Star Wars. It's better than the first one by far. I suggest just try it.
Okay, no,
Or
that's
wait.
great. I love that, because that that was pretty real.
Maybe
I think you're like you were saying all this shit as far as like how bad it is, but the game is actually good. Like people are not seeing this game is actually a quality video game.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
it's
I-
it's a,
From what was bullshit, and I totally agree. The numbers on that, it's that someone said that it would take 4,528 hours of gameplay to unlock all base game content from the game.
yeah.
And equal to that, if you were going to pay for that instead of playing the 4,500 hours, you just pay a measly price of $2,100, which is not measly when you're talking about a game that you've already spent $60 on. So if you want everything, 2160, dude, that's a deal, man.
Look, that's a lot if you want everything. But look, are you really going to use everything? There's so many
No,
games
I'm
you don't
not,
get.
no.
There's so many Call of Duties I've played. I've never got to use so much of the perks because I can't play that good. And really, people also don't. They don't think about inflation. When the last time video game prices went up is when we got the Xbox One. It went up $10. Quality games, everything's better. Nothing's really changing right now. The same games are being made even for the Pro and the Xbox One X. Same games. Inflation is still happening. How else are they going to be paying these people? You know, we should have had an up in price anyways, just because of this is how society works. So they're trying to make as much money as they can because somebody's got to match the inflation in the video game world. They can't just live off the same price we've been living off of for the past 10 years.
Yep.
You know, so you got to think they're scrambling to figure out what the fuck to do. It amazes me that EA just went out and did this and made such a huge mistake. I think somewhere behind the scenes there is a collision between them and Disney. Something's happening.
I'm glad you brought that up because actually it was reported that it was Disney that was the big concern about all the, you know, because the wake of all these microtransaction gate. We call them microtransaction gate, right? Sure,
Okay.
we put a gate on everything.
Yeah, why not?
I guess Bob Iger, Iger. I'm going with Iger. I feel good about that. Disney's he's the chief executive. He says he was alarmed by the backlash from the fans over Battlefront 2's transactions were implemented. So he kind of did a thing and said, no, we need to pull it. So I think you're right when you say that that there is a pull between Disney and EA, or Disney and was it DICE? Who else is with it?
Yes. Well, somebody like they all knew, you know,
Yeah.
saying I was alarmed at the outcry. Well, yeah, but were you alarmed at the news that this was going to be in the game? No, you weren't.
No,
You
I
were
wasn't.
on
Yeah, that's a
board.
good point.
So, I mean, you got to think like EA still puts out some of the best games that any of us play. Like all the sports games, like there's a reason why they are still around since the Nintendo age, the NES days. They know what they're doing. So for a company to fuck up like this is weird. I really am I'm hoping that they do the free to play. Keep the transactions. Don't touch anything with the microtransactions. Just make the game free, because that's the quickest, easiest solution, and they're going to get the money that they want. They're going to get more money with somebody who wants to buy everything to win than they will right now selling the game and not having microtransactions.
But is it too late?
It's not too late, because once it's going to make them look bad, saying, okay, listen, actually, no, I think people would be okay if they're like, you know what, microtransactions stay. However, the game is free.
What if you paid $60 for the game already?
$60 in microtransactions, yours,
Interesting.
you know?
Okay. I can get on that. I can get on board of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought.
If it doesn't
that's-
change and one more game does it, then it's going to be the norm. I brought it up before. They are the ones that put out that. I wish I remembered the game. Came out with the game. Was it Mass Effect? One of the Mass Effect maybe came out, and they had a day one DLC. Everybody shit their fucking pants. How you going to release day one DLC? It should be in the game. It's already made. It should be in the game. It comes with it. Why are we paying more? And guess what? That's fucking the norm right now. When a game comes out, expect day one DLC, day one updates, tons of shit you can buy That's how it is.
That's how it's going.
So hopefully this doesn't stick. Hopefully they still have, either free to play or pay for the game, and there is no pay to win.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know. Even our good friends over at Blizzard, I call them good friends because I feel like we're good friends.
I do.
Right? Yeah, I feel good about that. They actually went to Twitter to troll a little bit of EA. It's because some of the tweets were this. He says, number of hours it takes to earn the full StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty campaign, 0.
Yeah, because it's free.
And then they said, number of hours before you can play any co-op commander in StarCraft 2, 0. Number of pay-to-win mechanics in StarCraft 2, 0. Free to play, now live. I love it. I think it's awesome that they did that.
Yeah.
Just to kind of, because see, that's the thing that a lot of us don't think about. Like we see what EA is doing, and they're totally doing it to us. But then there's other companies that see this too, and they're reading the news too, and they're going like, what the hell are they thinking? Or I don't know. In this case, I'm sure Blizzard is going, what the hell are they thinking?
Well, look, Blizzard really is. All right, they don't have room to talk, but not in a bad way. I say that because I know I say that because they have the best presence, the social presence that's there, that their games are so good and they are doing things so right that people enjoy their games so much that they want to pay for things that are just aesthetic, that mean nothing, and that just look better because they have so much fun with the games. So for that's why I say they have no room to talk, because that's like a giant shitting on a normal person for being short. It's already, you know what I'm saying? No, Blizzard, nobody's gonna be like Blizzard. They just have their fans are just what keeps them alive, and EA doesn't have that. You have a bunch of sports fans that I'm sure are very toxic.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. I do like when other companies kind of see that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It always makes you wonder what they think. That's all.
Yeah. Well, all right. Wait. Let's stick on this for a little bit. Just the company, because about a year ago, when Nintendo Switch was coming out, it was still the NX. Blizzard tweeted something out with a picture of one of the Lost Vikings saying, "We see you," Nintendo, and then hashtag NX or some shit. I think it just was them meaning nothing. Well, it turns out, courtesy of a huge leak, that Nintendo Switch owners could be having a fucking ball within the next year. The only reason I'm mentioning this leak is because the guy who leaked this information also leaked information that has turned out correct, like the Ninja Turtles being in Injustice 2, things like that, things that have come to fruition. But still, take it as what it is. I kind of have faith that this is true. It sounds legit. For one, the Nintendo is going to be Metroid Prime 4 is going to be revealed. Switch. Pokemon might have some sort of presence. Something about Mother 3. Kingdom Hearts 3D for the 3DS. But here's the big one. Hearthstone coming to the Nintendo Switch.
I like that. That's a first.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z. And then they are saying that the Nintendo Switch will receive a virtual console, but with a subscription fee. So what they used to sell. What?
No, go ahead.
So when you could buy the old Mario Brothers on your Wii or whatever like that, now instead of buying the game and having it, now you're subscribing to play these things.
Not
Let's
bad.
see. Yeah, it's. Oh, and here's the biggest. Soul Calibur 6.
Soul Calibur.
Now, Soul Calibur 6 for the Switch, who gives a shit? That, if it happens, is supposedly going to have a return of Link because he was in the Wii's
makes sense.
Soul
Yeah.
Calibur. But the fact that Soul Calibur 6 is coming out excites the shit out of me. That is a game that has always needed a sequel. And that is a fighting game that just, I don't think they could fuck it up. Like, we played a lot of fucking Soul Calibur 5.
On 360, dude. That
Yeah.
game, Soul Calibur 5.
Yeah. We
That
had our own
game-
guys.
Incredible. I mean, I'm a big fan of every one of them. I used to play
Oh, yeah.
Soul Calibur at the arcade, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, absolutely.
so like, I get all of that. So like, when I hear that, yeah, dude, that makes me happy. That makes me really happy, actually. And I love that game because on top of that, not only is the fighting style really cool in this game, but you can create characters.
Yeah.
And I think it's like one of those only, other than like wrestling, really, as far as like fighting games, that you can actually create a character like from the toe up.
Yeah, there were some pretty fucking fucking nasty ones though. But it was
Yeah.
cool. And you had like fight styles. Like I somehow earned the Devil Jin fight style, so I could make a character that was Devil Jin's fucking moveset. Yeah, dude. That would be sweet. Not on Switch, and of course, if it's on Switch, it's gonna be on everything, but
It's gonna be on everything else. Yeah. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that. Now,
Awesome.
something actually that you mentioned to me before the show started, that there is a possible new mobile game, and we're not talking about the one we talked about last week with the Harry Potter one, correct?
Right.
So there's a new game that might rival Pokemon, and Verlaine has the latest. Verlaine, what do you?
Well, thank you, Dave. I'm standing in front of my wall. Okay, Sega seems to be wanting to dip their dick in the whole fucking augmented reality world, mobile world.
Sure.
So they're creating
Why
a
not?
game
Why not?
Yeah. Called Pashamon. Now, let me tell you. First of all, I love augmented reality. I'm very sour that Pokemon's not on my shit phone, but I love augmented reality. Pashamon is a game. It is a mobile phone RPG. All right. I can't remember what the fuck, like a scan, whatever. So the point is, what you do is you take your phone, and everything right now, their whole site, it's all Japanese. So it's all just per translation, whatever. You take your phone and you scan common objects like a bowl of apples. You scan an apple, and all of a sudden, the apple is a character in your phone. Okay, you scan a toaster, and now you have a toaster monster, like a Pokemon, and then
Awesome.
you go and fight with them, and you breed them, and all this stuff. But the weirdest part is that you're scanning like apparently random shit, and it's becoming a monster that you can have, and you fight against other people.
Okay, I like that.
That's what it is so far. Yeah.
I can.
But you actually fight.
This has
I think
legs,
it's
dude. This
I
has
think
legs.
There's 3 versus 3 kind of battling in it, and I think it's gonna launch with 1 versus 1. Like, you're gonna be able to fight somebody with what you have.
That's the problem with Pokemon, at least in my eyes, too, because like I didn't want to go to a gym to fight somebody. Like, this is stupid. Like
Yeah.
I just wanted to sit at my home and fight someone.
Pokemon Go would be better if instead of leaving out the fighting of other people,
Lazy.
you would have a better game if you left out the fucking Pokemon than
Yeah.
leaving out fighting other people.
Yeah,
But
right.
yeah, that's interesting because Sega really, I mean, besides this whole Sega Forever program, maybe that's what sparked them to be like, dude, we got to do this. Like, people love it. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I haven't really downloaded anything. But there you go, Pashamon. I think it's pashamon.jp, obviously a Japan site if you want to check it out. There's some sites out there that are loosely translating what the gist of the game is.
Okay.
But there would definitely be more. November 17th was when it was supposed to be, like, maybe officially announced, but it's in Japanese,
I
so
thought it was the
I can't
18th.
tell. I don't know. not the 18th, because it's probably not that great.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. See,
Ah.
because it was the 18th. It wasn't that good. But let me tell you, there was a lot of shitty games that came out on November 18th. I just didn't mention those games. So yeah, that's cool. I like a good mobile game. I know a lot of people. You're not a gamer if you play mobile games. Well, I'm not always at home. So what do you want me to do?
You're
That's
allowed to be a gamer and play mobile games, but if you only play mobile games, that's where we have a problem.
That's fair. That's fair. I like that. Yeah, I like that. There. I would say Magic the Gathering is a mobile game, right?
No.
No. Okay. Well, if you have a deck, you can walk around and you can play
true.
it.
Yeah.
Right? That's mobile.
Yeah, you get PvP if somebody else has it.
Sure. Why not? Right. We'll just do that.
Fight them right on the street.
Apparently there so, I know that was a good transition, but apparently there was a player in Florida who submitted their Magic the Gathering deck, their
Deck list.
yeah, you have to submit your deck list before you go in any type of tournament. Okay, so but they also don't really tell you how to submit it. If you're watching, you can at least see the picture. I'll describe it to you if you're listening. But what this person did is he actually put his list on the top of a cake, and that's how he submitted it. So like what you're seeing is like if you've ever seen like somebody's picture on top of a cake, it's like that sugar. It's like a sugar print of that picture.
Oh, you know what? I don't actually have it on there.
Oh, you don't have it? Oh, I
No.
thought you grabbed it. Okay.
No, I thought I did. But
huh?
yeah, it looks like a piece of paper on the cake. But
Yeah,
you know how like
yeah.
when they could put someone's photo on there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, it's
It's
I
pretty
don't-
funny.
Why, but look, it'll get him some notoriety. Maybe
Which it
he'll
did,
be the
obviously,
guy
we're talking
who
about it,
submitted
yeah.
it on a cake. But I wonder what he was thinking. Like, what was the big payout in sending a cake?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, and this was a full-on cake. This wasn't even like little. This was like a full-on like birthday cake.
Oh
With
yeah,
his set
a
list on
large sheet cake, if you will. So if you know
Wow.
the
And if he didn't play right away, they had to keep that thing like not melting or getting screwed up so they could read his.
that, or they
list.
take a picture of it or something like that. Pretty funny. But they did accept his submission. So, which kind of scares me though, because that means the next person is going to try
yeah,
something
they just
even
open
weird.
the floodgates. They're just gonna revise their rules real quick.
What else could you send that there would be a list like a I guess you can always send like a thumb drive. That's one way.
Yeah.
But then you have to give up a thumb drive.
A dead pigeon with it like around its leg,
Like it
nail the
rolled up in
pigeon.
its beak,
Yeah.
like a
like carrier pigeon.
yeah, have it and roll it up like a scroll.
Just in another language
Sure. Oh yeah. Oh, see,
Invisible
that's the
ink.
next one.
or hieroglyphics.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a totally different language.
Yeah,
That's okay.
whatever the magic language is.
Real quick, this week is actually the week of Thanksgiving. So if you are listening or watching, obviously it's the 20th of November, 2017, and this week is big with video games because there's a lot of discounts happening. I actually already took advantage of one of the deals on the Xbox One. I bought Rocket League for $10. So that is something, and they were like, "Why don't you have Rocket League?" Well, I do have Rocket League, but just for PlayStation 4. So now that I have it for Xbox, we can all play it. Yay!
Yay, like a family.
But a couple of some games that just to note, right now you can find, and I believe they're used copies, but totally worth it. GameStop Injustice 2, $14. That's pretty big. I would say that's probably on the top if you're looking for a good fighting game. Also at GameStop, Middle Earth: Shadow of War for $25.
Wow.
I should have stopped and I should have waited, but that's okay.
Physical
We
copy.
did pay for it. And then GameStop, Best Buy, and at Walmart, Overwatch, the Game of the Year edition for $30. So that's worth it as well, obviously. Because
Overwatch is 50% off.
Yeah.
Through I don't remember. Just get on and it's.
you could download it
through
too.
the
Good,
weekend or
awesome.
something.
Right now, if you could find a copy of it, they say not a lot of Walmarts have them left, but if you look, some Walmarts have South Park: The Fractured Butthole for $29.
Hmm.
So that's a pretty good price. I believe it's for sale online as well for $30. So if you're going to download it, that's worth it. The new Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus for $25. So there are games out there. The new WWE 2K18 for $30. So
Disney
there
Saturday-
is a lot to go through.
Disney
Yeah,
after school afternoon
What-
thing is $8. I was
The
thinking
what
of
is-
getting it. The Disney afternoon collection. It's a retro collection on Xbox One. It's got DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, Rescue Rangers, DuckTales 2, Rescue Rangers 2, or some
Oh,
shit.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that. Some also ones to note: PS4 games. Horizon Zero Dawn is for sale. There, if you could find it, it's out there for $20. That is absolutely worth it because right now I'm telling you that this will win Game of the Year. You heard it here.
Mm-hmm.
You did. You did.
no
Because it's
opinions.
amazing.
No opinion.
And then Knack 2 for $20.
Knack 2 came out. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, the first one was it was a system release for the PlayStation 4. You know, it was day one release. It was good. It was fun for what it was worth. Really, what it was worth was a trade-in after I was done playing it.
Yeah.
That's what it was worth, and it's fine. I get it. MLB The Show $17, $20. Near Automatica or Automata.
Automata.
I added
Automatron.
for $25. That's good too.
Automaton.
Yeah. So there are some great deals out there. You just got to look for them. I'm telling you. But if you do get any of the deals that we mentioned, I'd love to know that you did and you heard it from us because that's cool. That's all. That's really all that comes down to.
We get no money for it.
Yeah. Friday the 13th, $25. How about that?
That's worth it.
That's worth it? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. That pretty much wraps that section of the show up. We have a little bit of movie news that I want to kind of touch on. I posted something, and Verlaine, actually, you posted something as well. Yours we'll talk about real quick is they just announced. Well, you say it.
The Incredibles 2.
That's it.
Rated R.
That's very cool. I love the first Incredibles. I was a big fan of that. And it's finally coming out now. About these Pixar releases, you kind of had a weird thing that you did a little research, and what did you come up with? Because I thought this was very interesting.
So the big releases that we know of. All right. So let's see. What was the first one?
Toy Story '99.
Right, Toy Story came out in 1999. 11 years later, Toy Story 3.
Okay.
All right. Now I know there's a Toy Story 2, but hear me out. So the next big release was Monsters Incorporated in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
The sequel came out 12 years later. The next big one was Finding Nemo. Sequel came out 13 years later. The next big one was The Incredibles, whose sequel came out 14 years later. So going by that math and ignoring the whole Cars franchise, because that's just doing whatever. In the year 2022, we will see Ratatouille 2.
I love that. That's good. You know, if that comes to be, this will be incredible that you caught that 5 years before.
That's crazy. You hear it over here first.
Yeah, we'll put it on the archive. I love it. Yeah, that's. I thought that was really funny. I thought that was cool. Also, something else that I posted. So if you want to see these trailers actually that we're talking about, go on our website gamefix.ning.com and you can watch them yourself. So they're there. You can see them. The one thing that I posted up there, it's actually a video game that's going to be a movie, and we all know how those go. So we'll see how this happens. But if you know the game Rampage, they have announced a movie version of the old NES Rampage game, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Incidentally, in 2011, the movie Rampage was announced on November 18th. I mean, I don't know if that's I don't know if that's just like a coincidence, but
It's gonna be good then.
Hmm.
I thought that it would turn out worse than the trailer makes it look.
Okay.
I can see how this might be able to work out while still look, all they gotta maintain is the giant fucking animals, which they've got, except Lizzie's an alligator, and destroying fucking cities, like decimating them.
Because that's what they did in the video game.
Yeah, and they've shown that. So everything else is just whatever the fuck they want. Unfortunately, it comes to us from the people who gave us San Andreas. Weird that The Rock also is a helicopter pilot in this movie.
I noticed that. I was like, wait a minute.
But
Look,
as
that's it.
for everything else, as long as the reason this thing that infected the animals sounds legit, then I think the movie could be okay.
Okay. No, I like that reasoning.
I mean,
That's
it
fair.
seems legit. Like they could be infected with some sort of elephantitis that just makes them fucking grow. Why not? I have things on me that grow all the time.
No. It's gross. It's really gross. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, so well, on that note, let's get into it. Brucey B has actually he got a chance to check out the new Justice League movie that just came out on Friday. Actually, Thursday night, rather, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But he was excited to give you this one. I think you're going to enjoy it, and maybe even be surprised because there was some things in there that I was like, really. This is non-spoiler, so he's not going to give anything away, so you don't have to turn it off. But other than that, you should just enjoy. So, Brucey B, why don't you do your thing? Here's his Justice League review.
What's up? What's up, Verlaine in Spanish? It's me, Brucey B. I'm going to be doing a review for Justice League. Hey, give me a time machine because I was wrong. This movie was really good. I liked it. Had a flaw or two in it, but guess what? It's still good. When I was younger, I used to watch Justice League as a kid, and I thought, oh my God, Aquaman, what is the lamest superhero you could be? Aquaman. In the movie, pretty badass. Okay, let's talk about Wonder Woman. Hot, beautiful, still kicks ass, still just as cool as she was in Batman versus Superman. Loved her. Okay, Ben Affleck as Batman, badass. I mean, hey, he's from Boston. And his car, that was wicked cool too. Okay, the Cyborg, loved him. I love to see his story, how he became the Cyborg. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, cool character too. You know, let's talk about my favorite superhero, except for Spider-Man, The Flash. This guy should have his own standalone movie, which it will happen in 2018. Okay, The Flash, he was like the go-to character. I mean, I thought he was wicked good. I mean, unbelievable. Just the dork with like a red suit. He was killer. Okay, and how all the characters intertwined to like the story. Loved it. They did a good job. I mean, I was really amazed by this movie. Okay, now on Rotten Tomatoes, I think they're giving this a 38 or a 39. I mean, no, this movie is good. I mean, I have seen this movie twice. I'm going to go see it again with my mom and dad. Yes, my mom and dad has seen this movie. My mother loved The Flash. My dad, that was okay. I would say this is a fun-filled action ride. This is way better than Batman versus Superman. Okay, you have to stay for after the credits because there are 2 bonus scenes. You know how I said you want to make a good superhero movie, put Marvel in it? I still believe that, but DC did an unbelievable job about this movie. Really, really good. Okay, there are Easter eggs to the whole movie. If you look for them, you can see an Aquaman movie coming, a Flash movie coming, another Batman movie coming, another Justice League movie coming, and 2 other movies, which I really don't want to say because that'd be a spoiler, but I loved it, dude. Okay, 1 through 10, I'm going to give this a solid 9, 9.5. I loved it. I mean, it was really, really good. See, when I saw Suicide Squad, right, I thought that was going to be good, but like that sucked, dude. And I thought this movie was going to suck just as bad, but no, I was wrong. Hey, this is Brucey B from Plymouth, Massachusetts. I'm saying goodbye. Love ya. May the force be with ya. Rock on.
Thanks to Brucey B.
Yeah.
Sent that over to us. I don't know, dude. After listening to his review, it kind of makes me interested because, like, I'm like scared to like watch this movie because I'm afraid I'm gonna hate it.
I'm expecting to not like it.
Yeah, but with this review, I mean, the fact that he's getting it a 9.5.
Yeah, that was weird because he's
Yeah,
a,
right?
he's a Marvel
Very
guy,
unexpected.
and we usually have the same kind of taste in things. So I don't know, because look, with DC, Batman vs Superman for a movie, like a movie in the sense of having a storyline that's interesting and believable and worth our time, it failed. It didn't have one, but it was still fun to watch. I watched the movie twice. Suicide Squad, I watched the movie twice. Not willingly, I watched it and then watched it with someone else. But either way, I watched it twice. And there are moments where it's like, okay, this is fun. This is cool. Even though half of those are just, dull. So I expect the Justice League, especially with all the shit they've been through and how much this whole universe is relying on this movie, I expect it to be better than all of the movies. Because if it's not, then you're telling me Wonder Woman is the one that's going to carry the DC universe? Because that means all the next Wonder Woman movies are just going to have Batman and Superman like Captain America had everybody, Right. So we'll see. I'm still down to see it. I'm still trying to see it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to see that. So, but thanks to Brucey B for sending that over. So yeah, two Brucey B in 2 weeks. How about that? Last week of Marvel, this week of DC. Love that.
Soon Star Wars. Soon Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yeah. But for now, you got Battlefront 2 to kind of hold you over. And
yes.
So yeah. So all right. Well, Verlaine, I think that pretty much wraps it up. You got anything you want to add there, buddy?
No, I don't. No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks again for out there that if you are listening, and if you listen every week, thank you. That is awesome. We appreciate that. If you want to see more of us, please check out our website, gamefix.ning.com. I actually just updated the featured video at the bottom of the page there, and it's a Link's review of NBA 2K18. So it's his full review. We did a small review on the show a few weeks ago. But it's his full review, so make sure you go there and check it out, and as well as our other videos on our YouTube page at GameFix Show. So please, and follow us, and please give us a follow here on our Twitter, our Facebook, everywhere you can find us.
I think
just search at GameFix Show. You will find us. Verlaine,
we should be different.
What do we got? We got to thank Brucey B again. Thank you, Brucey B.
Thanks, Brucey B.
Yeah, Brucey B.
Baby, double B's.
Yeah, so and he says thank you back, and he also says this.
Goodbye. Have a nice day. Peace.
See ya.
Love ya. Cue the music.
Adios, turd nuggets.